Okay, let's talk about another influential movie that starred in more movies, too. In the old days of Hollywood, Easy Rider would have been considered a B-movie, one of those throwaway little pictures fighting it out at the bottom of the heap with the Bowery Boys. Gidget Goes Hawaiian. Easy Rider was the first B picture to make big money like a major motion picture. It only cost about $400,000 to make, and it earned $40 million at the box office. The astounding success of Easy Rider was based on an anti-establishment message. Young people stood in line to see second-string stars like Peter Fonda, Dennis Hopper, at that time Jack Nicholson, on a cross-country motorcycle odyssey through the small towns of America. Later that night around a campfire, they realized they found out things they didn't want to know. And the disillusioned kids in the audience knew exactly how they felt. That movie came out in the fall of 1969. They're talking about the war in that scene. They're talking about the generation gap. Two things the kids in the audience were glad to hear somebody finally talking about at last. Now, scenes like that had a visceral appeal for young audiences. The movie made a fortune. And the way the story goes, half the producers in Hollywood sent their nephews up into the desert with a camera and a motorcycle trying to duplicate Easy Rider's unstudied formula of dope and doom. Easy Rider looks a little dated now with its hippie hairstyles and its love beads, but it inspired a revolution in the movie business that's still going on.
Boy, when you said generation gap, you're right. This is a film that sort of waved a flag over the generation gap. Immediately, we got whole bunches of youth pictures talking to young people. And also, and this is very important, a lot of people may not realize, but the guy who directed that movie, wrote and directed it, is Dennis Hopper, the guy who was wearing the hat and looked like Buffalo Bill in that picture. Now, can you imagine the shock among people in the movie business when they saw that this guy, looking like that, looking like a scruffy guy, make a picture that made $40 million? What happened? Suddenly, the heads of the movie studio said, get me people in touch with young people. We've got a bunch of old people making movies. Let's get young people making movies. And so some of our finest filmmakers today, Martin Scorsese with Taxi Driver, Steven Spielberg, Close Encounters, these guys got their chance to make movies because of this very influential film, Easy Rider.
There's another thing. It may not look like it in that scene, but Jack Nicholson is talking there. He plays a member of the Southern establishment. He's a young lawyer. They meet him in a drunk tank. The next morning, they all get out together. He's had enough of that town. It has nothing more for him. The next shot you have, you see him on the back of one of their motorcycles. He's still dressed in his business suit. He has a football helmet on. He's lighting out for the territory. It was great for the audience. The establishment at last had cut in with them.
So it was a victory for young people. Easy Rider, a film that gave us young films and young filmmakers.
Right.
Gene starts with the one that most people think of when they notice Nicholson for the first time, and that's Easy Rider.
Jack Nicholson was very close to giving up his acting career, actually, when he got the role as a drunken lawyer with a good heart in Easy Rider. He was going to continue writing films, hoping against hope that one day he just might be able to direct one. But acting, he thought, this was it. But then he got his opportunity with Easy Rider, a role that was supposed to have been played by Rip Torn. Nicholson took the small part and became, in the film, our human connection to, frankly, a couple of freakish characters played by Peter Fonda and Dennis Hopper. Here's Nicholson's first big scene after he sprung them out of jail. Now remember, he's a lawyer, he likes to drink, and he comes from a well-to-do family down in the South. You know, just the idea that this guy in the suit, the choice of wearing the helmet, the choice of waving the camera. I interviewed Nicholson recently. He told me that that was done simply as part of, they were just running footage, okay? And he was waving at the camera crew. Then when it came time to edit the film, he had a role in the editing of the film. He's more than just an actor. He's a writer, director, and he can edit.
And he put that in.
He put that in because he knew that would make him connect with the audience.
And, you know, I remember the first time I saw Easy Rider, when that moment came on, when you saw him in the football helmet, there was explosive laughter in the audience, and if you could pick one instant when an actor became a star, to be that moment.
Yeah, a bet. Now, the goofball joy, the unpredictability, the likability, the smarter than he looks, the flouting of authority, all those attitudes are Nicholson trademarks throughout his career, and all those attitudes are contained in just what we saw, that Easy Rider characterization.
And then from there, there would be no stopping him. And at that point, you said he was ready to stop acting, and then that gave him another start.